I think one of the most interesting things booking wise, and we've spoken about this for a while. We've spoken about this a lot, especially whenever I bring up New Japan. Sometimes even when we bring up NXT, stables are really fucking important in wrestling. They have AEW have kind of built themselves in that same New Japan style of just trying to make these stables and build stars inside it and just seeing like what rises to the top. Because no matter what, you can kind of like, you can protect characters in stables, right? You can tell stories, protect characters, give people friends and tag matches time off from work, right? Because in a tag match, you're less likely to get injured than in a singles every week. But CM Punk as part of a stable, obviously, he'll be the leader of said stable because he's CM Punk. So how does that work in AEW? Like I mentioned earlier, should CM Punk get attacked against Darby Allin or post-match against someone like Adam Cole, then him and Darby makes that seems to fit to me. Just kind of it's CM Punk with stereotypical kid that watched CM Punk. Like, it's like I skateboarded and I like wore a black hoodie when
Darby's
I like
got
CM Punk.
dads.
Yeah. That's the stable. 2.5 men.
Yeah.
Stable is 2.5 men, or my emo son. That's what it'll be. Two gay dads and their emo son, the stable. I'm so down for that.
How would you guys how would you guys feel about if that's how they introduced Daniel Bryan? So during his match with Darby, like, say the Elite don't like how much Focus is being on Punk, that they attack, and then on Dynamite,
and Bryan saves.
Then on Dynamite, he said, "Right, you just want to play this game. Well, let's play this game. I've got my own partner," and that's how they introduced Bryan. He's like, "You say you're the best. I've got the best."
I mean, it's not a bad debut. It could be worse, but
or if the Bucks attack him and like they set up a tag match, they don't know who his partner's going to be.
A mystery partner is always nice,
because especially with a mystery partner with the.
My internet went weird. What were you saying there?
Oh, so if they use Punk versus Darby to introduce Bryan, like, so say the Bucks and Kenny or whoever attack Punk during the match because they don't like how much attention he's getting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like jealousy, sour grapes, and so the next night on Dynamite they say, right, if you say you're the best, I've brought the best. Or if they set up a tag match for the next pay-per-view, mystery partner, especially with a mystery partner, because like then it could be like, that's how you could bring in Adam Cole, that's how you could bring in Bray Wyatt, that's how you can bring in Daniel Bryan, or someone like who isn't even rumored to be debuting. I think Greg's died.
Oh, he's eyes closed. The dead man. He's back. The dead man is back. The dead man lives. Well, while he
try and see if I can sort this out.
No worries. We'll just continue chatting. I don't know. I think Daniel Bryan name wise might be too big for that.
I'm just thinking, like, because obviously the whole thing is they're the elite, they're the best.
Sure.
But if you had a team of the best in the world and the GOAT,
I don't know. It almost reminds me too much of like building a team against the Nexus type thing. I could see it. I would not shake a stick at it at all. If I saw Punk, Bryan, and the Bucks in the ring, I'd be fine with it, 100%. I think more stable-wise, if he's going to make it, I see Punk aligning himself with someone like Darby, maybe even Moxley and Kingston. I really see him working with Kingston. I really see him doing some work with Kingston, even if it's just a great match or a little program. I think that would be great. You just give him with some real good talkers. But then I also see them making a little stably stable.
I'd definitely go along with that. I think I'd be really excited to see what he could do with John Moxley, because what he did say in that press thing, I was on that. Anyway, he said like he's never faced a John Moxley before, and that's true. He's only ever faced Dean Ambrose. So I'd be interested to see what the two of them could do. And plus, again, it's another instance of epic promo battles because Moxley's doing tremendous at the moment.
So back on what Jay said, it should, the Bucks come out and be like, you and a tag team partner or whatever you're choosing. I don't think Daniel Bryan is the best choice. He's a bigger name than who I'm going to say, but I think the best choice and a to any mark in the know, the best choice for him to bring out is Chris Hero.
Yes, if they could get Chris Hero in, that would be perfect, because that would
him and Chris Hero just makes sense. I mean, like Chris Hero was his pick for the Shield, right?
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Plus, it's Chris fucking Hero.
Say hello. Say hello to everyone.
Violet's back.
Like, what is this? What's happening?
That's a debut. That's a debut.
She's gonna be in a stable with Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris Hero is might be my pick if he had to have a partner. Wrestling genius. That's my pick. I can't think of anyone I think thematically better, unless they've made peace. Because this is another problem with Punk there. I hope it isn't a problem.
A lot of people, but he did say apparently. Well, someone did ask him this in the press thing, and he seemed to indicate it's not going to be that. Maybe not mended bridges, but he's at least spoken to them. You'd think.
I mean, I assume we're both talking about Colt Cabana specifically.
Yeah.
A couple other people here and there. If they make a storyline out of it, sure. As long as Colt Cabana gets some rubs in, that would be cool. If that's his tag team partner, I think I'd be cool with it. It's Cowboys riding again, friends back again. But my pick is probably Chris Hero.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a big one of mine for AEW since he left NXT, because Chris Hero is just I love him, and I think given their history, again, that's like a perfect guy to add either to them being a tag team or just whatever stable he does create.
How would you speaking of Chris Hero and Colt Cabana, Punk forming some version of the Shield? Because the Shield was his idea, and he wanted Chris Hero in the Shield, not like a Shield ripoff. But if Punk sat down and thought, right, how could I introduce a new trio?
So maybe
so you could have Chris Hero, Colt Cabana, and then you could either have Punk as the leader, or you could introduce someone else, or a new powerhouse trio that just takes AEW by storm and just decimates everyone.
Yeah, I think that even though a trio is just a trio and everything, I think people would draw ridiculous conclusions at it being just a Shield ripoff, even though it was he was the brainchild originally.
Because there's going to be 5 members.
5 members, that's completely different. That's completely different. Doesn't even matter who the other 2 are. Just push the first 3, but say that there are 2 more. If we were to give him a stable of people, Chris Hero, Eddie Kingston, Darby Allin. Do I want to give him Colt Cabana? Or I'd like him in the Dark Order, to be honest.
I mean, I feel like that could be an interesting way of having the 2 stables feud. Bit of defection always works pretty well. And again, because then you've basically got Punk, Hero, and Colt all in the same group, and they were essentially besties coming up through the indies during Ring of Honor and all that kind of thing. I mean, if you want to go all out for it, why don't you just do essentially the indie darling stable, have it be Punk, Bryan, Hero, and Cabana. the four figureheads of Ring of Honor at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
could go for
Might
that.
have sold me on it there. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
'Cause that
then
could be
Tyler Black jump a ship, sure.
Because that could be a good way to like sort of make a deal with Ring of Honor. I know Ring of Honor isn't as big as it once was, but Ring of Honor still have some amazing talent, and
I hope they do, just so we can get Danhausen on Dynamite.
I want
fucking love
Warhorse
Danhausen.
more. I want more Warhorse. I want more Danhausen. I want him to have a match with. I think I most want him to just come and do his shtick and see how well it lands, because I think it would really work, because it's just ridiculous. He's just the Conan O'Brien of wrestling,
Yeah.
and it works.
It's Conan O'Brien's favorite wrestler, don't you know?